इलेक्शनाचो शिगमो सोंपला. सकाळी सुद्दां आमी एक अपडेट केली विच वॉज एनालिटिक्स अबाउट पॉलिटिकल फिगर्स. सो इलेक्शनाचो विशय आतां ऑलमोस्ट सोंपिल्ल्यान जमा जाला. तरी ह्या शिगम्या नंतरचें कवित्व चालूच उरलां. सो शिगम्या नंतर अलायन्साचे पार्टनरांचे आनी तुटिल्ल्या पार्टनरांचे एकामेकाचेर कोण कोणा सॉरी म्हणटा, कोण कोणा बी टीम म्हणटा, हें सगळें तरी चालू आसा. सो त्योय कांय गजाली पळोवया. पूण मेन इश्यू टुडे इज वी आर गोईंग बॅक टू बर्च अँड लुथरास. जवळ जवळ 14 दीस जाले, 14 ते 16 दीस जाले ह्या ट्रेजेडीक. एक्युज्डांक धरून जवळ जवळ 10 ते 12 दीस जाले. आनी अजून जशें की इन्फॉर्मेशन भायर सरू जाय, ज्या उमेदीन तांकां धरिल्ले, लोकांनी प्रेशर हाडिल्लो आनी सरकारान जी उमेद दाखयल्ली सुरवातीक, तशें तांचे कडल्यान इन्फॉर्मेशन भायर सरता कशें दिसना. सगळे पुलीस कस्टडीक आसात तरी जाय तशें इन्फॉर्मेशन भायर सरना. आनी आतां एकार एक कोण एंटिसिपेटरी बेल, कोण बेल, अशीं आतां एप्लिकेशनां येवपा लागल्या बेलांची, धरिल्ल्यांची. सो त्या फ्रंटाचेर प्रोग्रेस पळोवया. आतां हे धरल्यात ते वखपाक कमी पडटात काय तांचे कडल्यान वखून घेवपाक पुलीस कमी पडटात, हाजो ही गजाल फुडली. दुसरी गजाल NSUIन आफ्टर 15 years फर्स्ट टायम NSUIचो झेंडो गोवा युनिवर्सिटीचेर फडकला. This is with alliance of Congress and Goa Forward. 9तले 8 सीट दोगांनी काडल्या, 7 काँग्रेस, 1 गोवा फॉरवर्ड. आनी जशें म्हणलें तसो लास्ट रिपोर्ट ZPच्या शिगम्या नंतरच्या कवित्वाचेर, जातूंत आप आसा, RG आसा, काँग्रेस आसा. बट फर्स्ट सविस्तर खबरां कडेन वच्चे पयलीं मातशें टॉप स्टोरींचेर नजर मारया. बर्च ट्रेजेडीचेर लुथरां उपरांत मॅनेजरांनी हात फुडले. दोगा मॅनेजरांक जामीन, जनरल मॅनेजराक रिजेक्ट. ताचो ऑपरेशन्सांत रोल. लुथरांनी मारले मॅनेजरांच्या माथ्यार. हडफडेचो सरपंच, सचिव बर्चाक बेकायदेशीर लायसन दिवंक जबाबदार. पुलिसांचो अटकपूर्व जामिना आड दावो. काँग्रेस आनी गोवा फॉरवर्ड अलायन्सान 15 वर्सां उपरांत जिखली गोवा युनिवर्सिटीची स्टुडंट कावन्सील वेंचणूक. ZP उपरांत अलायन्साक नेट. ZP निकाला उपरांत मोगोक नेट. 2027 मायज सिटांचे ढवळीकाराचे शिनाल. RG मनोजान मागली काँग्रेसीच्या ठाकरेची माफी. ठाकरेचे आपाचेर बी टीमीचे फार. सो जशें सांगलां तशें फर्स्ट रिपोर्ट बर्च आनी लुथरांचेर या. हातूंत टोटल 9 जाण आरोपी, 8 जाणांक धरल्यात. आनी तो खोसला म्हणटा तो ताजेर ब्लू कॉर्नर नोटीस काडिल्ली आसा. तो UKक पळा. ही इज UK नॅशनल. ही इज ऑल्सो अ पार्टनर. 8 जाण धरल्यात, तातूंत 2 ओनर लुथरा आनी 6 जाण एकटो चीफ जनरल मॅनेजर धरून उरिल्ले 5 मॅनेजर, अशे हे टोटल 8 जाण. आतां लुथरांची कस्टडी काल एक्सटेंड केली, पूण उरले ते मॅनेजर जे फाटले जवळ जवळ 14 ते 16 दीस कस्टडीक आसात, ते आतां बेलाक एप्लाय करपा लागल्या, जामिनाक. सेयींग आमकां पिळून सगळें काडून जालें. आमी नांवाक मॅनेजर. तांचो आर्ग्युमेंट इज आमी नांवाक मॅनेजर. सगळे मालकच सांबाळटाले. आमकां भितरले डॉक्युमेंटाचें, लायसनाचें, परमिशनाचें असलें कांयच खबर ना. एडवोकेटाची मातशी ही कोर्टा नंतरची बायट आयकुया आनी मागीर रिपोर्टरा कडेन या.
Argued the application for bail on behalf of Bharat. The the prosecutors have objected to it on the ground that some other co-accused has given a statement that I am a part investor, a part owner of the establishment, but they have not been able to show any single document to the court how that connection has been established by them. So it appears that they are just concocting a story to keep me further in custody. We have argued it. and the matter has been kept on 26th of December in the afternoon for orders on my bail application.
So how many days he's already in the custody?
He was in police custody for 9 days and thereafter he is in judicial custody since 18th. So for about next 6 days he is in judicial custody now.
एक ना tragedies आता है. If you go and find out, every department has to be blamed. Choose and single out one political head because of some political reasons and pick up a sarpanch and say that, well, he is the culprit and therefore he can't be the culprit because it is a body decision. It's not an individual's decision. The body decided that the permission should be granted for whatever reasons that they have. And that per se is not a crime.
मुकेश कनेक्ट जाता. मुकेश कनेक्ट जाता.
Yes.
Mukesh, almost 16 days have passed now after this tragedy and arrest of 8. Any you can mention about any clinching evidence, so-called clinching evidence or seizure or disclosure that has been noticed or found in these 16 days, which we can say is taking this probe to some logical conclusion, anything in these 14 to 16 days?
So yes, you have raised a very right question, very valid question. But before coming to answer of your question, I just want to mention that what happened today during daytime, entire day I was in Mapsa court. What has happened, important thing today. So 2 bails have been granted. Managers Rajveer Singhania and Priyanshu Kumar both have got bail in this matter. And Vivek Singh, general manager of Birch, have been denied bail by the Mapsa court. Later on, arguments took place on the co-accused Bharat and arguments have concluded and order has been reserved for 26th December. Then the arguments took place on the anticipatory bail applications filed by Sarpanch of Village Panchayat Arpura Nagoa, Roshan Redkar, and the suspended secretary of Village Panchayat of Arpura Nagoa, this Bagkar. So now I'm coming to your question that what is the clinching evidence. So yes, during this anticipatory bail applications argument, the defense counsel senior advocate Nitin Sardesai raised one question that ultimately this is a case of culpable homicide not amounting to murder. Suppose there is lapse on the part of government officials, including the panchayat officials. Then there is also lapse on the part of tourism department. There is a lapse on the part of GCZM. There is lapse on the part of fire department. So can police grill those officers of other department? Can police arrest those officers who also have the responsibility to inspect any illegal sites running without their permissions? So only if we are pointing out the lapse on the part of panchayat, it is not justified. This was the argument. Again, the advocate Sardesai pointed out that suppose that it has been proved that there is negligence, and suppose there is proof that Panchayat Sarpanch and the secretary got money. Just assume for the sake of arguments that they got money and then under the corruption they have granted the trade license to that Birch club. Then now question comes that will be maximum on the Prevention of Corruption Act. I'll tackle this, what happened in the argument, that part also. But can they booked? Suppose they are found guilty for taking bribe and then granting license. Can they be booked for culpable homicide not amounting to murder? Another question they put, suppose there is a gang rape in that premise, or drugs is found, or a murder took place. That is more serious crime, and suppose something has happened, then would you book the sarpanch and the secretary for those offenses? So court has noted down there was no observation by the court till order comes in this matter. So yes, but I feel that these are the valid questions which court has to reply if they reject or grant whatever happens outcome of the bail application. But again, we have to see that what is the ultimate offense. The ultimate offense is culpable homicide, not amounting to murder. And definitely, if we talk about the panchayat officials' lapses and ignorance, or even part of corruption, then there are other authorities also who were equally responsible for ongoing. Another issue was raised very nicely by the defense side, that one point was raised that panchayat is not authorized to grant a trade license to a discotheque or nightclub, which was the Birch was. That means, according to prosecution, this comes under power of tourism department. So if power is with tourism department and panchayat issues license, so it is not only wrong on the part of the panchayat. Tourism department is also responsible, and there are several such discotheque and several such nightclub in that coastal area which is running on the basis of trade license granted by the panchayat. So these are some valid questions raised by the defense side, though prosecution also countered. They were saying that we have to see the intention behind the issuing the trade license to Birch without verifying, without scrutinizing the documents submitted, because yes.
Yeah, so overall argument is going in the direction that none of us killed those 25. None of us killed those 25. But yesterday we saw one more thing. We noticed that Luthras are being booked for forgery also. That is, second FIR is also being registered against them for forging documents for that excise license. Is police going further into this to probe their nexus with the authorities, nexus with the higher ups who allowed them to work? Are these Luthra brothers also being quizzed for their nexus with higher ups, or it is just limited to forgery and documents and secretary and sarpanch?
Yes, this FIR is registered by Mapsa police against the company owned by Luthra brothers and this Ajay Gupta. The company is made accused. Now the next step is that police will investigate the role of 3 directors for forging this document, who has forged that document, who conspired this forging the document. As Luthra brothers are in custody of Anjuna police for now, they have been granted custody till Friday. So only scope is that, and I have learned that process has been initiated to take Ajay Gupta into custody in this offense by Mapsa police, because Luthra brothers are in custody of Anjuna police. Once custody ends with Anjuna police, then only Mapsa police will be able to take their custody. But for now, Ajay Gupta is most likely to be taken in the custody by Mapsa police for the investigation. And that was the reason today the arguments over the bail application of Ajay Gupta was also scheduled. Though court was busy in hearing the arguments of Sarpanch and Panchayat Secretary, but I have also learned that Defense Counsel representing Ajay Gupta has taken time in view of the new FIR, that they want to see that if Mapsa police goes for the police custody again, so then in that scenario this bail application will be not, I would not say not applicable. They have to take bail in both the matters, but for now defense is quiet. They want to see that what Mapsa police is going and what evidence comes on record, because then it will be that his involvement in multiple FIRs, number one. Number two, so yes, Anjuna police has also informed Delhi police regarding forging of a NOC by Delhi police. So that action again has to be taken by Delhi police. They will see that is jurisdiction of Delhi, or they will come as a complainant in Goa for filing that complaint. But Anjuna police has for now intimated Delhi police regarding forging the NOC. That is another hurdle in their legal process.
Only thing is that in this blame game, Mukesh, the focus of the probe should not shift from culpability to something else, or it should be limited to max culpability and the nexus of Luthras with the higher ups. The third thing is any development about this Khosla, who is a UK national partner. Blue corner was supposed to be issued, process was on, that is been issued, or it has been converted into red corner, or what is the status at Interpol level about this Khosla's blue corner?
Since there is no much development in that area regarding Khosla I'm talking about, but the problem is that it is suspected that he is presently residing in UK. He is UK citizen. So as happened in Thailand, because India has good relationship with Thailand, the merely revocation of passport worked for Goa police and Indian government that they could get back Luthras here in India. But that will not happen in the case of UK national swears. That will take again a very long process. Then it has to be issued a red corner notice. Then there may be the process of extradition, and that will definitely take time. So taking custody of Khosla is not going to be easy.
It's very difficult. We have seen like Mallyas and Modis and Choksis who have fled through those routes, and India is not able to get them. I'm moving to the second part of this story, Mukesh, that is regarding the no confidence moved against this Sarpanch and their anticipatory bail. आम्ही सुरुवातीक मातशे ॲडव्होकेट्सांचे मातशे थोडे बायट ऐकूया आणि या सरपंच आणि सेक्रेटरीच्या रोलाचेर या.
The petitioner here is Mr. Siraj Pednekar, and I am Advocate Simran Kanekar representing him. So this petition that we have filed today before the Directorate of Panchayat seeks the immediate removal of the Sarpanch of Arpora Nagwa Panchayat. So this petition presents a clear case of abuse of power, statutory violations and corruption. Firstly, the Sarpanch has illegally issued an establishment license for a nightclub named Birch by Romeo Lane in an environmentally sensitive zone where such activities are prohibited. So today the matter was placed before the Directorate of Panchayat, and the notices has been issued returnable on the 26th of December evening at 4.
Again, Mukesh, the role of this secretary and Sarpanch is they are linked to this case because of issuing a license to this illegal structure or trade license, whatever. Is this the same license where Luthras have been charged for forgery? Because that leave-in license, is this the same leave-in license related to excise, or this is some other one? Second thing is that while moving no confidence motion against this Sarpanch, he has been charged with for giving 13 repair licenses for non-existing structures in CRZ, demolition of his own issue regarding demolition of his own illegal structure, and license to Birch. Can you sum up this? What are the arguments, or are these linked to the forgery by Luthras?
So yes, it is disqualification petition before the Director of Panchayat. I just want to correct that. It is not no confidential motion.
Yeah, disqualification.
Disqualification petition. So yes, actually it is twofold action, we would say. Somebody has approached the Director of Panchayat under Panchayat Raj Act for disqualification, and the case has been presented that he has misused his position, his official position, and for personal gain. That becomes a ground for disqualification. But again, you have to produce, it is also kind of trial only, you have to produce and there will be defense. So notice has been issued by DOP. But one thing I want to mention here, this is the separate procedure before the Director of Panchayat under the Panchayat Raj Act. But today, when this anticipatory bail application arguments were going on before the MAPSA court, the Defense Counsel said that you don't call the secretary or Sarpanch granted trade license to Luthras. It is that Panchayat has granted entire panchayat after ordinary meeting unanimously granted trade license, and any punch who was present in that meeting where the resolution was passed granting trade license to
They will be
Luthras
party to it.
becomes the equally responsible. So that is the now the same argument will take place here so yes, because Sarpanch would say that there was one point that this license should have been signed by the secretary, but instead of secretary it was signed by Sarpanch. So they said that Sarpanch said that secretary was not present that day, that's why Sarpanch signed. Again, the who has the power to sign that license, that is a different issue, but they are defense is taking ground that no, it is not Sarpanch granted the trade license, but the panchayat granted the trade license, or entire panchayat official including Panch, secretary, Sarpanch, all are equally responsible. So just pointing out irregularity or corruption on part of Sarpanch would be very difficult to prove, but again this is a kind of trial only before the director of panchayat. We have to see that what are the grounds given, what are the evidences there, and we have to see that what reply the Sarpanch files next day.
whole bunch of arguments, and the probe is going towards finding out the loopholes and flaws in the Panchayat Act rather than pinpointing at the culpability. I mean, everybody is blaming others. Thanks Mukesh, thanks for that update. We'll keep tracking this, कारण बेल आणि एंटिसिपेटरी बेलाची जरी प्रकरणां असली हातूंत पुलीस कितें कितें सेफ फायल करतात किंवा पुलिसांत चौकशेक नवे डेव्हलपमेंट्स कितें मेळटात हे इम्पॉर्टंट आसतलें. पूण आतां मेरेन 16 दिसांच्या तपासा उपरांत इतलें स्पश्ट जाता की त्या लुथरांच्या तोंडांतल्यान सत्य वोकून काडपाक एक तर पुलिसांक जमना अथवा तें काडपाक पुलीस कमी पडटात. अजून मेरेन ते लुथरा पोलिसां फुडें ज्यो गजाली कौसांत ब्रॅकेटांत लोक सगळे उलयतात त्यो खंयच्योच गजाली अजून मेरेन तरी इन्व्हेस्टिगेशनाक वकिल्ले नात. थँक्स मुकेश. आय एम मुव्हिंग टू द नेक्स्ट स्टोरी. नेक्स्ट स्टोरी इज गोवा युनिव्हर्सिटीची एक्झिक्युटिव्ह कावन्सील इलेक्शन्स. 9 पोस्ट आशिल्ले. 15 वर्सांनी पयल्या फावट काँग्रेस जिखल्या. काँग्रेसीची NSUI स्टुडंट विंग हे जिखल्या. 9 8 पोस्ट काँग्रेसी कडेन आयल्या. काँग्रेस प्लस गोवा फॉरवर्ड, तातूंतले 7 काँग्रेसीचे, 1 गोवा फॉरवर्डाचो आणि 1 9 जो जिखला तो ABVPचो. सो प्रेसिडेंट किंवा चेअरमॅन जो आसा तो NSUIचो जाला, सेक्रेटरी गोवा फॉरवर्डाचो जाला. 15 वर्सांनी गोवा युनिव्हर्सिटीच्या कावन्सिलाचेर NSUIचो झेंडो फडकला. जस्ट दीस रिएक्शन्स एंड
द एंटायर फॅमिली ऑफ NSUI गोवा आनी आमचे अलायन्स पार्टनर जावं आमचे गोवा फॉरवर्ड एक जावन अख्खे गोंयाक दाखयले की युनायटेड जावन आमी कशे हे भारतीय जनता पार्टी, हे भ्रष्ट जनता पार्टीचे स्टुडंट विंग आसूं, RSS विंग आसूं, कशे हांकां शेणोवंक शकता. आयज 95 UFRान वोट घातलो, तातूंतले 52 वोट्स आमकां मेळ्ळे. 52 वोट्स 15 वर्सां. दिस इज द हायेस्ट नंबर ऑफ वोट्स वी हॅव रिसिव्ड. एंड आफ्टर 15 years NSUI Goa along with Goa Forward we have clean sweep this election.
Since the NSUI has won, NSUI and Goa Forward panel has won, it's very clear that the mandate of the assembly election will also be with us. So firstly I thank the student community for standing, and student will show the way. Student have shown the way.
आज सगळे आम्ही एकटी जाऊन हे जे इलेक्शन लढले आणि जिखले, हे सगळ्यांचो श्रेय हा तो आमच्या सगळ्या युनिव्हर्सिटीच्या भुरग्यांक, तशेंच सगळ्या कॉलेजीक हांव दिवपाक सोदता. कारण हे सगळ्यान व्हडलें इलेक्शन आसता. जुलय ते डिसेंबर पर्यंत इलेक्शन चलता आणि म्हाका दिसता की ह्या सगळ्या इलेक्शनान इतलो स्ट्रगल, इतलो एफर्ट्स भुरग्यांनी घातलेलो आसा. सगळ्या भुरग्यांनी मेळून हे जे आयज इलेक्शन जे जिखला पळय, हे सगळ्यांची आमची विक्ट्री न्हू, ही सगळी गोंय भरची विक्ट्री आसा.
आज जे NSUI आणि गोवा फॉरवर्डचे काउन्सिल जिंकला ते हायेस्ट भारतीय जनता पार्टीचे सगळे इंजिना पावराना. आज गोयचे इंजिन, सेंट्रल इंजिन, तांचे पंचायत इंजिन, सगळे इंजिन आसतना सुद्धा म्हाका दिसता आज NSUI आणि गोवा फॉरवर्डान दाखोवन दिल्ले आसा की 2027 हे करप्ट भारतीय जनता पार्टी सरकाराचो अंत हो निश्चित जाल्लो आसा.
आता तुम्ही काल दिसभर झेडपीचे इलेक्शनाचो रिझल्ट पळयलो आसतलो. अलायन्सान RGP आनी काँग्रेसीच्या मार कित्याक खालो शेवटी ह्याच्यो जापो विचारपाक मिडिया सोदताले तेन्ना पाटकर कालचे दिसभर खंय स्क्रिनीर दिसलो ना. आनी आतां जेन्ना NSUIचो झेंडो फडकलो थंय 24 वरां उपरांत पाटकर दिश्टी पडला. एनिवे काँग्रेसी ज्याचे पंचनामे करूं जाय कितें करूं जाय तें सद्या सुरू जालां. पूण शिगम्या नंतरचें कवित्वूय ह्या ZP पोलाचें सुरू आसा सद्या. आनी स्पेसिफिकली आप काँग्रेस आनी RG हांचे मदीं एक कवित्व चल्लां. सकाळीं सुदिनान एक स्टेटमेंट केलो की आतां मोगो कडेन अस्त्रां शस्त्रां सगळीं आसात. आमी 2027 कितेंय मागूं शकता युती म्हणून. 22 क्रॉस करतले मोगो आनी BJP पूण चड सीट मागपाचें म्हूण ताणें शिनायल दिलां. ऑफकोर्स ह्या खेपे फक्त 3 ZP घेवन मोगो रावले आसतले पूण शिनाल दिलां. इलेक्शन येतकीर कळटलें. वील लिसन टू सुदीन. तेवटेन
MGP क्लेम एनीथिंग इतले MGP कडेन आसा, अस्त्र आसा, शस्त्र आसा ना ते फक्त पयशे. आमकां फक्त पयशांची गरज आसा. आतां सुद्दां आमचे कडेन 5 लाख रुपया MG पार्टी कडेन एका उमेदवाराक दिवपाक नाशिल्ले. आमी एवढे जर कोणाक दिल्या कोणाक 3 दिल्या अशी परिस्थिती. आनी हे सगळे वायट मनी तांकां दिवचे पडटा आनी ते पक्षाच्या माध्यमांतल्यान दिवचे पडटा. हे पयशे जेन्ना MG लोक डोनेट करतले, बिजनेसमॅन डोनेट करतले जाल्यार आमी एक्स्ट्रा सीट आमकां जाय म्हणून म्हणू शकता, नाजाल्यार आमी म्हणू शकता.
सो व्हायट मनी दिवप हो सद्या मोठो अडचणीचो इशू जाला. दुसरे वटेन तेवटेन मनोजान काँग्रेसीचो प्रभारी जो आसा ठाकरे ताजेर कमेंट केल्ले गोंयांक आयिल्लो तेन्ना. सो आतां साक्षात्कार जालो मनोजाक एकदम इलेक्शनाचे रिजल्ट येतकीर. सो तो माफी मागून मोकळो जाला. तेवटेन काँग्रेसीन सगळें खापर आपाचेर फोडपाक सुरू केलां. जसो आमी सकाळीं एनालिसीस केल्ली BJP हॅज गॉट अरावंड 41% वोट्स पूण आप जवळ जवळ 40 कॅन्डिडेट घालून फक्त 5% वोटाचेर उरला. आनी आपाची स्ट्रायक रेट हॅज बीन जस्ट 2.5% which has turned to be a spoiler. सो आतां आपाक B टीम म्हणून काँग्रेसीनी हिणोवपाक सुरवात केला. बट द सिच्युएशन इज सकाळीं आमी केल्ले त्या प्रमाणे जवळ जवळ 10 ते 12 सीट अशे आसा ह्या इलेक्शनाक जे महायुतीच्या अंतर्गत ती युती जाली ना किंवा कोएलिशनाच्या स्ट्रॅटेजीक ब्लंडराक लागून गेले अशे 9 सीट आनी 3 ते 4 सीट अशे जे अपक्षांचे मॅनेजमेंट सारकें जालें ना ताका लागून गेले. सो ओपोजिशनाचे जवळ जवळ 12 सीट गेल्यात. तातूंत 9 बिकॉज ऑफ नो अलायन्स स्ट्रॅटेजीक ब्लंडर्स आनी 3 इंडिपेंडंटाचे. सो 2027 जर अलायन्साचो विचार करतले जाल्यार अपक्ष आनी युतीचे 5 पार्टनर 4 ते 5 पार्टनर अशें ते जॉयंट विचार करचो पडटलो. हो एक ओपोजिशना खातीर हातूंतल्यान धडो. तिसरी गजाल एक गजाल आमी नोट केले आसतली काल. तो आपाचो फुडारी आसूं, काँग्रेसीचो फुडारी आसूं प्रदेशांतलो किंवा RGPचो प्रदेश फुडारी आसूं मनोज परब, पाटकर आसूं, परब आसूं, पालेकार आसूं, तिगांनी आपापल्या गडाचेर सीट वगडायल्यात. तिगांनी आपापल्या गडाचेर सीट वगडायल्या. वेन इज ए गड इट इज रिलेटेड टू 2027 जंय ते फायट करपाचे आसात. सो तांकां आतां गड म्हणून आमी उल्लेख केला दो दे आर नॉट MLAs येट. पूण ती तांचे नजरेन विचार करपा सारकी गजाल. इतल्याचेर हो 360 डिग्री प्रायम शो आमी हांगा सोंपयतात. कीप वॉचिंग. देव बरें.